So this is the third flower that we're on to now, and you don't need as many petals for these ones, as many shapes. I found that a combination of a large one, the next one down, and then 3 maybe, or 2, 3 and 2 of the smaller ones is enough for this one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to cut kind of into the middle, okay, and then all we're going to do is just put some glue on the back of this petal, make sure that it's kind of all over. All you're going to do is just bring that petal over to that one. Okay, so don't, maybe not put too much glue on them, but that's what we're doing with that one. So we're just, you're not cut anything out, you've just glued it over to that petal there. Okay, as you can see, so it's a bit like a cone, but all you've done is just glued that one on there. Okay, for this next one, okay, again, just glue the petal over. Okay, so that's that one. Doesn't matter if it's, you know, direct, you know, if it's, like I say, because these are so shabby chic and rough and uneven, it doesn't really matter. That's the beauty of them. Again, it's the fact that they don't actually. Now for this one, this is the 3 kind of, a bit of hair there, 3 that are kind of the same size down. You're going to cut one into the middle again. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Again, pull that over to there. Okay. And on these next 2, what you're going to do is cut a petal out. So you're cutting a petal out. Okay, gluing it like you did the other one. Okay, so it is more of a cone this time. Okay. Okay, so you've got more of the cone shape on this one. So you've just cut one of the petals out and then glued this one. Next one down, you're going to cut out 2. I cut like a quarter basically of the petals. Okay. Oops. Off. Again, glue up to there. Okay. Sorry about the noises if you can hear cars and neighbours in the background, but the windows are open because it is quite a bit stuffy again. Okay, so we've got the big large one, the next one down, 3 of the medium ones, and now 2 of the smaller ones. And for this one, again, just on this one, just cut it, go across and glue. That one's quite, might glue that as well actually because it's got a cut in it. Just glue that. You don't have to do that bit, but I'm just doing that because that petal's kind of. And then for this one, this last one, you're going to cut out again 1 of the petals, glue it so that they're over each other. Okay, and then with these, the 2 that you cut out, looks like a heart. Okay, so that's the 2 petals that you cut out of one of them. All you're going to do, and if you want to get maybe a cocktail stick or something, but all you're going to do is just roll this around itself. So as you can see, it's kind of getting a little bit like the centre of a rose. Okay, and you can, the petal that you had, that you've cut off as well, you could use that as well to put on there. So I'm just going to glue that onto there. Okay, take this now and just glue the petal that you cut off onto the side. You can shape them once you've glued them on. You will be able to shape them. Try and get that to stick. And again, with one of the other petals that you've cut off, the very small ones, again, a little bit of glue. You know, wet glue is probably the best, well, it is the best glue to use on these, whatever kind of glue you've got. Like I say, I'm just sticking that. Try not to maybe put too much glue on, because you don't want the top bit to stick. You want to be able to pull those out. Can you see how I'm pulling those out, so they're kind of like the petals? Okay, and if you had any others that were, I think that's it. Okay, so that's the centre of you, that's going to be the centre of your rose. So we'll leave those to, I'm just going to leave obviously those to dry, those middle bits. These are kind of dry now, so all you're going to do is just kind of, you know, shape them with whatever you've got, pencil, a pen, and if you wanted to, on this one, what I did on this one here, as you can see, the petals are kind of cut into the petals. So all I did for that one was I just went round and kind of dipped, and just kind of did a dip shape. That's all I can, you know, up and down, nothing, just very random. They're not perfect. You know, you've seen roses and they have these, you know, some of them have these kind of shapes on the ends. So that's all I'm doing, is just going round, cutting. Let's get rid of all these bits. A bit messy. Put them in there. Again, again, you don't have to do this. You could leave them rounded if you wanted to. I just think it gives it more of that rose shape to the ends of the petals, rather than them just being round. And okay, and also what I did with these was I kind of pinched. You might need to just cut down a little bit as well, down the edges of these, of where the petals, you know, these bits here where the petals, I just cut down those as well, just so that you can shape them a bit more, basically. And then all you do is just pinch them between your fingers, just to shape them up a little bit, so that, okay, so they look a little bit more like a rose shape. Okay, so then just pull them out a little bit, as you can see. So I'm going to do that with all the petals and I'll come back. So they've all been shaped, and like I just showed you before, so basically I just was layering them to see what they look like. So starting with the big one again, a bit of glue in the middle, just like you did with the other ones, layering them now. And if there is a little bit of a, just kind of push it down with your fingers in the middle, if it's, you know, if it's kind of not lying very flat. Take your next one, and again with these ones you do need to offset them. So like we did with the first one, you want to get them in between these petals, in between the other petals. You don't want to line petal to petal up. it just gives a little bit more of a look to your to the flower, makes it look a little bit more natural. Next one, so these are the ones that you've just that are quite flat. You'll notice that some are a bit more pointed, cone shaped than others. Like this one, this is quite cone shaped because this is the one you cut 2 petals off. Okay, so the ones that are quite flat, again, offset it with the other one, just press them in. You can always reshape it later, and this paper, the way it is, this was the design, the scrapbook paper. This rose one is the scrapbook craftwork card scrapbook paper. Yep. And this one that's got more of a cone to it, you're just going to snip that little bit of a cone off so that it will then lie flat in the middle of your flower. Okay, and again, once we've got all these in, this is the smaller ones now going in the middle. So once you've done these, you can then, there's one more for the middle. This is the bit of a coney one, so you might have to cut the bottom off, or it might go in okay. Okay. Of course, in the middle of a flower, the petals do start to go a little bit more random, don't they? So, you know, like I say, you can start to push it all up after when you've the centre one that you've done, the little centre one that you did, you will definitely need to cut this point off. So let's say we're cutting about that much off, and again, you can reshape it afterwards, and you just put in that. Could probably do with maybe, I think that's okay. Okay, so, and then just, you know, pull them out, push them up, reshape them, you know, pull these ones up and make them look a bit more like a rose. Oh yeah, so you can see that one's a bit different to that one. Maybe I think I put maybe more in the centre of that one than I did in that one. And on this one as well, what I did do was, as you can see, that's a bit around the edges, so I just got my Distress ink, it's Vintage Photo, favourite one, and just with my brush or with, you know, whatever, I just went round the edges with the Distress ink just to kind of bring the colour out in the leaves, and just to give it that more of a vintage look. It's just kind of bringing the definition out in those leaves. And okay, so let's just tidy all these bits away, and I'll show you the three different flowers that we have made with using just these four dies, and the 3 different looks that you can get from just using these. I hope you can. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed. It's probably going to be a long tutorial, this one. I might even split it up again into 3 separate videos showing you 3 different flowers, speed it up, I'll see. Okay, but thank you so much for listening today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you'll give it a go. Like I say, you're stretching your things using copy paper, whatever paper you've got around the house, you know, scrapbook paper that I had left, and I'm sure you'll agree there are 3 very different looking flowers that you can make using these dies. Okay, so thank you so much for listening today, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye. So so I just thought I'd come back on again and just show you how many flowers I actually made in the end, and to say please comment below which one that you actually liked, which is your favourite, if you've got a favourite, and why it's your favourite, and also please subscribe if you haven't, so if you enjoyed this, please share it with your friends, crafty friends, whoever you think might like this video, and like I say, just comment below which one is your favourite. Was it this blue, you know, the tattered one? Was it the rose like one, or was it the peony kind of one? Okay, and on these, some of these, all I've done is just used up bits and pieces, so they've not got as many, maybe as not as many layers on them, but I still think they look quite pretty. Look a bit poppyish as well, wild poppyish, I think, if you had a black centre. Okay, so thank you for listening today again and watching my video, and I shall see you soon. Bye.